Hey, this is BremSter, and this is another puzzle from March of the Quads. This is Lizard Tongues, and of course, I don't know who set this one. We were not very good at tracking them when we were recording these, or when we were creating these. I'm only just recording them now, 2 years after we made the pack. I'm recording these out of order, and this is one that kind of came up randomly, and I looked at this one and went, I don't remember this one at all, so I thought I would give it a look. This is actually one of the harder puzzles in the pack. It's not in the hardest quarter, but it is getting close to it. This is one of the hardest scenic hikes in the pack. So, yeah, kind of looking forward to it. So, normal Sudoku rules apply. So in every box, in every row, including that cell, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. Quadruple circles, digits in a quadruple circle must be placed in at least one of the 4 cells touching that circle. And on whisper lines, adjacent digits must have a difference of at least 5. Now, because this is coming at the end of the scenic hikes, one of the things I do remember the discussion we had was, as you got to the end of a band, we would sort of have more chains. So what would happen is, in the walks in the park, we would have fairly simple to find logic, and as you got to the end, the logic would get harder. In the scenic hikes, what you would do is you would have sort of easier logic, but or sort of harder logic than in the walks in the park, but as you got to the end, you may need more sort of chains, and you may need sort of more sort of weird, more tricky Sudoku deductions in order to solve it. So you may need a Y-wing, or you may need to use a chain to find it. And then when you went into the treks into the wilderness, the base logic might get harder, but at the start of the treks, you probably wouldn't need as much in the way of sort of advanced classic techniques, but as you got to the end of the treks, you would need both. Everything would just be harder, and that was kind of the way that the difficulty was scaled. So I'm jumping ahead quite a bit. I've only solved a few of the walks in the park, so. But I was going through the pack and I saw this one and went, this looks interesting. So I wanted to give it a try. So I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. So what can I see? Okay, so let's look at the 6 and 7 here, because I can't put 6 into that cell because both of those would need to be 1. I'm not sure how much to go into. So on a whisper line, you can never put a 5. So because of the 5 difference, 0 or lower, 10 or higher. And if I put a 6 on a whisper line, the only neighbor it could have is 1, and the 4, the only neighbor it could have is 9. So if I put a 6 here, both of those are 1. If I put a 6 here, both of those are 1. So the 6 has to go into one of those two, which means these must be high digits, which means this is a low digit, this is a high digit, and this is a low digit. So these are high, but that could be the 7, I think, if that was the 8, and this could be 6, 9. But I do know that is true. But 4, I can't put 4 there or there. So these are low digits, because 4 is in one of those, because I can't put 4 there because both of those would be 9. Can't put 4 there, both of those would be 9. So this is a high digit, this is a low digit, this is a high digit. Can't put 6 there or there, so 6 is in one of those two. And the reason I can say that these are both high is because on a German whisper line, because you can't put a 5, the digits must exist either below 5 or above 5. So they will always, and because anything below 5 is too close to each other because of the alternating, you can't put 2 low digits next to each other, and you can't put 2 high digits next to each other for the same reason. So they will always, a high will always go to a low, and a low will always go to a high. So they always alternate high, low, high. So those two, because they're 2 away from each other, have to be the same. So if 6 is here, this is if this is the 6, this has to be high, and if this is the 6, this has to be high. So whichever one is 6 forces both of those to be high. So this becomes low, this becomes high, and this becomes low. And that's the same with 4 here. If one of those is, if that's 4, that has to be low. If that's 4, that has to be low. So whichever way it goes, they're low. And there's a 4 here, and I can't put 4 in either of those. 4 is in one of those two, so those are both low. These, actually, that is high. I can't say anything about that. This is low, and this is high. Of course, I could have just put 5 in the middle of the grid. But if one of those is 6, that's a 1. If one of those is 4, that's a 9. If one of those is 6, that's a 1. And if one of those is 4, that's a 9. And now where do I put 1 around this quadruple? The ones are preventing, so this is a 1. Okay. So these are 2, 3, and 4. If 2 is in one of those two, that's a 2. If 2 is there... actually, this is a 2-4 pair. So 3 is in one of those two, and 3 is not there. So these are both low. 2 is in one of those two. This is a 3-4 pair, because I have to put 3-4. That's high, and that's a 1. That's really cool. That's a 3-4 pair. I can't continue that. This could be any high digit. Except one of these is 4. And wherever the 4 goes, it's going to take the 9. And then wherever the 3 goes, it's only got the 8 left. And then the 2 has to have the 7. Because the 2 can't go next to the 6. So the 1 has to go next to the 6. So these are 7, 8, 9. And because the 4 takes the 9, the 3 has to take the 8. So this can't be the 8. Because the 3 has to take the 8. Oh, that's cool. Can I use that in any way? Two is in one of those two. Which means I can't put 2 there. Because if 2 was there, that would force 2 to be there, and I couldn't put 2 around this quadruple. Basically, it's the old trick of when you've got quadruples like this, the 2s are taking up the rows completely. So I can't put 2 in any of those. So this is only 1, 3, or 4. Can't put 2 in any of those cells. I can't put... oh, this can't be a 2. Because I've got the same thing happening here. If this, so this is not a 2, so this is not a 7, and now 7 is down here. Three is in one of those. So this can't be a 3. So this is 1, 2, or 4. So 3 is down here. Which I don't know what that's doing. If this, oh, this can't be a 3, because if this is a 3, this would have to be 8, 9. That is actually a 3, because the only thing's far enough away from 3. If this is 3, I need 2 digits that are 5 or more away from 3, and those are only 8, 9, and I don't have a 9. So this is a 3. Which means 3 is in one of those two, which means that's not a 3. Because if that was a 3, I couldn't put 3 here or in either of those two, and that quadruple would not have a 3. That's a 4, that's a 2, that's a 3. The 4 goes with the 9, therefore the 3 goes with the 8, the 2 goes with the 7. That's really cool. Now there's a 2 in one of those two. But this 3 makes that 4 and that 3. The 4 looks up saying that's not the 4, this is the 4, because I can't put 4 there, which makes that 2 and that 4. The 1 takes 1 out of here. This is 2 or 4 only, but 4 is in one of those two. But I can't put 4 there. That's the 4. That was the initial break-in purpose. I've got my 3, 4. This can't be 7. If this is 7, these would have to be 1, 2, the same as the 3 here. If this was a 7, these would have to be 1, 2. The 1's not available. This is a 6, 7 pair. This can't be a 3 because this would have to be 8, 9. That's the 3. This can't be 7. These would have to be 1, 2. This is a 6, 7 pair. Wow, I'm burning through these quads. Where's 2 around this quad? This 2 looks down, so this is the 2, which is low. This is a high digit now, because it sees 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that is a high digit. 2 is in one of those. That's not a 2, that's a 2. So this now sees 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that is a high digit. So it's 6, 7, or 8. This is 6, 7, or 8, because neither of those could be 9s. 3 is in one of those 2. 3 is in one of those 2. One is forced to be up here. So 6 is in one of those 3, and it could be here because I could put 1 there. Okay. Fives have to be in those. Which means let's use purple for 5s. I can't put 5s in any of the corners, because if this was a 5, neither of these could be 5, and these would both have to be 5. I could have also seen that by empty rectangle, I just realized, because 5 in these boxes had to be in those positions. But the X-wing is cleaner, because once you have digits that are forced into these positions in boxes or something like it, you end up with the digit not being able to be in the corner. Well, why is that? So let's use dark green. Now, if the 5s were forced into these because they couldn't be in any of those in any of these boxes because of the German Whispers. Now, if you put a 5 here, it knocks 5 out of those and puts the 5 here, which knocks the 5 out of those, which puts the 5 here, now you can't put a 5 in this box. And if you start in any corner, so it would automatically have removed 5 from any of those if I'd seen it earlier, before I got to the point of this X-wing. And now 5 can only be in those cells in the boxes. It can never be in the corner. And now I can remove the dark green. What does that do for me? Well, it means that 5 is in one of those 2 and one of those 2. Right, I can't put 5, right, and 5 is in one of those 2 and one of those 2. I could have seen that by Sudoku earlier. I don't need the purple anymore. Okay. Do I want to look at these quadruples? 1, 5, 6, 9. Not sure I do. So it's almost certainly something to do with the nature of these, and I don't quite see it. Well, what can this be? So these are the same polarity. If these were both low, this would be high. But this could be 8 with 2, 3, and then that could be 4 or 9. I'm trying to see if that forces this. The low digits here would be 1, 2. The high digits would be 6, 7, or 7, 8. Which means this would have to be 1 or 2. So this could only be 1, 2, 6, or 7. That's a high digit because it sees 1, 2, 3, 4, and it can't be 5. So this is 6, 7, or 8. Can I do the same here? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a high digit. So this is 6, 7, or 8. This isn't 7 because of that. This, that could be 3. 3 can't be 1, 2. It could be 3. This is only 3 or 7 because it can't be 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, or 9. What's this one? Can't be 1, could be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It could be 2, can't be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, can't be 8 or 9. This is only 2 or 7. I can put 2 there, I could put 2 there. Two is around here. Oh, hang on. 4 is in one of those two. Can I put 4 there? 4, 9? That would make that 8. And that would be 2. That 4 could be powerful. Because if this is 4, this is 9. This is the 8 because this would have to be low. And the only low digit I would have, this would have to be 2. And then this would be 3. And this would be 5. So this would be 4, 9, 8, 2. Now, if this is the 4, what happens? The 8 goes in one of these with a 2. If the 8 goes here, these are 8, 9 with 2. If the 8 goes here, these are 2, 3. This would be 3. Hang on. If the 8 goes here, if the 8 goes here, if the 8 goes here, this is 9, 2. If the 8 goes here, these are 2 and 3, so it'd be 2 and 3. Two, 3, 4, 8, 9. But these are only 5, 6, 7, and 8 in this column. These are 5, 6, 7, 8, and that can't be 8 or 6 or 7. That's the 5 because it can't be 6, 7, or 8. That's just the 5. There's no 5 there. So that's not the 5. That's the 5. That's not the 5. That's the 5. That's not the 5. That's the 5. There's no 6 here because 6 is around here. But now this is 3, 6, 7, 8. So it's 3, 6, or 7. But it can't be 6 or 7 because there's 6, 7 in the box. So this is the 3. There's no 3 here. So this can't be 8 anymore because 8 needed to be surrounded by low digits. And the only low digits I could surround 8 with, this isn't the 8 anymore. So this is a 2, 9 pair. There's no 2 here. This is a 4, 8 pair. Well, that's unusual. That puts 2 in one of those two. 9 is in one of those two. If 2 is here, this is 6. Because I couldn't put 6 on the line if 2 is here, because this would have to be... Oh, no. Yeah. If 2 is here, this would have to be a high digit, but I have to put a 6. 2, 6. Yeah, I couldn't put 6 here. Because this would be 6, 1, and then that couldn't be 2. But what is these? 2, 6, 7, 8. So this is 2 or 8 because it can't be 6 or 7. Oh, this 3 makes this 7, which makes this 6, which makes this 7, which makes this 8. The 7 looks down, making that the 2, which makes that the 8, taking 8 out of there. Oh, this is cool. This is now a known quadruple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, 9. 3 of these digits are low, so those have to be low. The only high digit is 9. This is not 9. That is a low digit. There's no 3 there. There's no 9 in those. These are 2, 3, 4. This is a low digit. This is a high digit. 9 can go next to any... Oh, this can't be a 4 because of the 4 looking down. But this is now resolved. But this column needs a 6, a 7, or an 8. So that's a 7 or an 8 because I can't put a 6 on it. So that's a high digit. This is mucho bonkers. So these are 1, 2, 6, 7, 8. If these were 1 and 2, if this was a high digit, this can't be the 6. There's no way this could have ever been the 6. We knew that. And neither can this now. So the 6 is in one of those two. 6, 1, 7, or 8 might still work. This is a low... Oh, there's no 2 here. So the low digit down here, you must have a low on this. The low digit down here is the 1. So there's no 1 here. This is a 1, 7, 8 triple. So there's no 7, 8 here. This is a 2, 6. So this is a known triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I've got that wrong. It's not 3. It's 1, 7, 9. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are 1, 7, 9. There's no 1 there. There's no 9 there. That's a 7. This is a 1, 9 pair. Oh, this 7 is looking down, making that the 8, which makes that the 6. This is a high digit. There's no 8 here. This is a 1, 7 pair. 6, 1, 7 works. 2, 7, 1 with a 6 there. Yeah, that works as well. I'm not seeing a quick resolution to that. But now this is a triple. 3, 5, 8. There's a 3 and an 8 there, so that's the 5. There's no 5 in either of those. The 5 looks across saying that's not the 5 and that's the 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, 7 is high, but this is 3 or 8, and there's an 8 looking at it. That's a 3, that's an 8, that's a 3. 3s are low, 8 is high. So what's this row? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. There's no 9 there. No, I'm not seeing that. Oh, there's no 6 here anymore. So this is a 7, 8 pair, making this the 6, this the 7, which makes this the 6. Okay. So can I do something up here? 1, 2, 6, 7, 8. Well, we know 7 is in one of those two. There's no 7 on this line. So if these are high, they're 6, 8. This would be the 8, this would be the 6. So if this was a 6, this couldn't be 7, 8, or 9. So this can't be a 6. So 6 is in one of those two. So there's no 6 there. This is a 1, 9 pair. So this is a 6, which is a high digit. One, 7, 8, 9. So these are 1, 7, 8, 9. There's no 8 there. There's no 7 or 9 there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 8 go into these. There's no 3. So these are 1, 2, 8. So there must be an 8 in them because I must have a high digit in here. So this is the 1. This is the 9. This is the 7. This is the 8. This is the 7. That's really cool. There's no 1 in here anymore. This is a 2, 8 pair. This isn't the 7. This is a 1, 6 pair. 6. This can't be a 6 because it would then have to go next to a 2, and that doesn't work. This is the 6. This is the 1, which means this is the 8 and this is the 2 because the alternating polarity. Oh, these puzzles are stunningly cool. The 8 makes that the 4 and that the 8. Now we need to alternate polarity. And I've broken the puzzle. Where did I go wrong? That felt so cool. These are 1, 6. I'm so tempted to check because there's the built-in check feature. Was that just a typo? This can't be 6. This can't be 6. So this is the 1, this is the 6. The 1 means that's the 8 and that's the 2. The 2 means this is the 9, this is the 2. So this is the 8 and I'm broken. Damn, where did I go wrong? Is it right here? No, that's not right. So where did I go wrong? That's still wrong. Where did I go wrong? That felt beautiful. Okay, I must have gone wrong in this box because when I put those in, that 7 is obviously wrong because everything up until there is correct. Because this is correct. But when I put that 7 in, I was wrong. So let's go back to here. I don't mind using this tool. So this 7 is looking down. So this has to be 6 or 8. And this can't be 6. So this is 8. This is 6. This is not 6. The 8 means this is a high digit. These are 1, 2, 6, and 7. There's no 2 in those. I'm hoping I got it right up here. If this is wrong, I'm doomed. There's no 6 here. This is 1, 7. So there's no 1, 7 here. This is 2, 6. If this is wrong, I am just completely doomed. These are now triples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 7, 9. There's no 1 or 9 there. That's the 7, which is wrong. We know that is wrong. So I've obviously made a mistake. And I don't know where. So it was probably all the stuff I did up in this box. So let's go back to here. So let's look at this again. Let's just look at these columns, because these are 5, 6, 7, and 8. So this is the 5, because it can't be 6, 7, or 8. So this is not the 5. This is the 5. I haven't done anything in the corners yet. This is the 5. This is not the 5. This is the 5. This is not the 5. This is the 5. So going back to where those corners were, I'm pretty comfortable with those. This is 6, 7, or 8, and it can't be 6. So this is 7 or 8. Now across here, this is 3, 6, 7, 8, but it can't be 6, 7, or 8. So this is the 3, which makes that the 7, which makes that the 2. So 2 and 3 are low digits. 7 is a high digit. The 7 looks back making this the 6 and this the 7, which looks down saying that's not a 7, but that looks down making this the 8, this the 6. There's no 6 here. This is the 8. This is 6, 7, or 8, and it can't be 6 or 7. So this is the 8, which looks back making that a 6 or a 7. And now this is 6, 7, or 8. So this is 7 or 8, giving me a 7, 8 pair, because it can't be 6, meaning this is the 6, this is the 7, meaning this is the 6. And I don't think I get any further than that. But that is cool progress without using the stupid stuff I did in the corners. So now I can potentially progress the corners in a smoother way, because I obviously made some sort of silly mistake somewhere, because now these are down to just quadruples. They're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 4, 8, 9. Well, there's no 4 in those. There must be a low digit in here. So there is a 2 in here. So there's no 2 here. And I'm not sure I take that any further, because I think at that point I think I kind of just want to stop there and then try and repeat the logic, because these are 1, 2, 6, and 7, but there's no 2 in here. So there must be a 1 in here. So there's no 1 here. There's no 6 in here. This is 1, 7. So there's no 7 in here. This is 2, 6. And this 6 makes this the 2, this the 6, which means this is the 7 and this is the 1. And these are the high digits. These are the low digits. Now, I do have 7 in one of those two positions now. Let's try the same thing down here. These are 2, 3, 4, and 9, but I can't make both of those high. So there's no 9 there. I need to have a high digit on this line. This is the 9. So this is the high digit. These are all low. So there's no 9 there. There's no 2 or 3 there. That's the 4, and I take 4 out of those. This is a 2, 3 pair. That's much smoother. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 5, 8. There's a 1 and an 8 looking down. So this is the 5. I take 5 out of those. That 5 looks up saying that's not the 5 and that's the 5. This is much smoother. The 8 looks down making that the 1 and that the 8. I feel a bit more comfortable about this. I looked at the puzzle the wrong way. This is a pair. 1, 2, 3, 1 and 7. And there's a 7 in this box. This is the 1. This is the 7. I made a mistake and I'm hoping I've corrected it. This is a pair, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 9. Not sure how to resolve that yet. But hopefully, yep, I don't know about this quadruple though. Though I do know 1 is in one of those two. Seven is up the top. No, 7 is in one of those two. So there's no 7 on the line. I still have that. If these are both high, these would be from 6, 7, and 8. This, but Right, this can't be a 6 anymore for the same reason. If this is a 6, this would have to be a high digit. But it couldn't be 7, 8, or 9. This is not a 6. 6 is looking down. This can't be 6, can't be 7. It could be 8. Because 8 is in one of those three. If this is 6, this is 8. If this is 6, this is 8. So 8 is in one of those two. Is that true? What's the high digit in these? It can't be 6, it can't be 7, and it can't be 9. 8 is in one of those two. That is the 7. This is the 8. This is not a 7. And now we know these are 1, 2, 6, and 8. There's no 8 in here. There's no 6 in here. There's no 1 in here. I'm not sure about the 2. 1 is in here. Because 1 is in here, I can't have 2 in here because then this would be a 1-2 pair and you can't do that. There is no 2 here. So those are the pairs. So 2 is definitely up here, which means this is not the 2, this is the 2, this is not the low digit, this is the 4. And those are the low digit. That's really cool. The way that just works around the grid. Now this is a, no, it's not yet a triple. Can I do something with this quad? Yeah, this is now a 3, which is low, and this is a triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9. There's no 4 there. There's no 6 there. Huh. Okay, let's start with row 4. 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8. There's no 5 or 8 there. There's no 8 there. There's no 7 there. There's no 7 there. There's no 5 or 3 there. That doesn't seem to have helped much. What about this row? 1, 3, 7, 9. There's no 7 or 9 there. There's no 1, 7 there. There's no 3 there. So 3 is in one of those two, but that's not really... That could be any of them? This quadruple, 1, 5, 6, 9. There's no 5 there. There's no 9 there. There's no 6 in either of those. There's no 1 there. There's no 5 there. Okay, this seems to have stalled, or I've made another mistake. I don't mind using this feature. Okay, the digits I've entered now are correct. I don't mind using the check feature when I'm solving hard puzzles. It's like, oh, you're cheating. So if this is 8, this is 1, 2. If this is 1, this is 6, 8. So this is 2 or 6. That works. Is there just a pencil mark I'm missing? There a German whisper trick I'm missing? No, 2 or 3 can go next to 9. I seem to have resolved all the quads. I don't think the colouring is helping me anymore. This is the only thing I haven't resolved. Six. Nine is in one of those two. Is it something down here? If this is 3, this is 5, this is 1, this is 8, this is 1, 2, 6, 2. I don't. These are just long. Having already made a huge mistake on this puzzle, I. One, nine, 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 3, 5, 5. This is 1. This becomes 5, 9. This becomes 6. Oh, this can't be 6. I've got 6s looking down. There's no 6 here. This is 1 or 9. So this is a 1-9 pair. So this is 5. This is not 5. This is not 5. So this is 5. Has that done anything? Well, the 1-9 pair makes this 6. Three is in one of those two. Nine, 9. If this is 9, this becomes 9. If this is 9, this becomes 9 because it'd be... I couldn't put 9 in any of those. This would become 1. So this would be 9, 1. This would be 3. And this would be 9, 3. And that would have no fill. So that is not the 9. This is the 9. This is the 1. Holy cow, that's a long... Weird. And has that done anything? We were a lot more forgiving about long chains when we were creating these puzzles. I was warned when I said I was doing this project. I still don't see how this resolves. If this is a 1, this is a 1. This is an 8, this is a 9. This is a 7. So if this is a 1, 1, 8, 9, 7, 7. Hang on. 9, 7, 8, 7, 3. That works. 6. 6 means this is 1, but this becomes 4, 9. So this becomes 8, which makes this 7. Oh, that's a long break. If this is 6, it's broken, but it's really long and hard to see. If this is 6, this becomes 4, 9, so this becomes 8. The 8 here makes this 7, which makes this 3, which makes this 1. So if this is 6, this is 1. But if this is 6, this is 1. That can't be a 6, that is a 1. So this is an 8, this is a 2, this is a 6. That's really hard to see. 3, 7 looks down, making that 2 and that 3, which means this is the 1. The 8 looks across, making this 9 and this 8. This is 3, 9, 7 and 8. The 7 looks across, making 3 and 7. The 6 looks across, making 9, which means 4 and 6. The 4 looks down, making 9 and 4. 46, 23. I have no idea if there was another way through it rather than that, but that was diabolical. If I was rating this now, I would have put this into Treks into the Wilderness, although it was one of the hardest scenic hikes. That is absolutely bonkers. But there was nowhere else to look than that, so that's where you were kind of forced to look. I'm going to try some easier ones after this. Hope you enjoyed the puzzle, and as always, good luck with your solving.